Hi there, my name is Lindsay Roberts, and I will be tracing blood through the circulatory / respiratory systems via this diagram that I created. Now I want to start our pathway at the lungs today. When oxygen is inhaled, it ends up in these small sacs called alveoli at the base of the lungs, and this is essentially where oxygen is transported into the capillaries and binds to a protein called hemoglobin. Now, hemoglobin is a protein that basically binds to oxygen to act as a transporter so that it can carry oxygen to the tissues and to all of the parts of the body that require it. Now, after binding to hemoglobin, oxygen-rich blood essentially is going to travel from the lungs to our pulmonary vein, which dumps the blood into one of the chambers of the left side of the heart called the left atrium. Now, as the heart contracts, it goes through periods of diastole or relaxation and systole, which is contraction. And when the pressure that these cycles exert cause blood to move, they travel through a valve called the bicuspid valve into a second chamber of the heart called the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, the blood travels through the aortic valve to a large vessel called the aorta. And from there, it travels to smaller vessels, first arterioles, and then the smallest of the blood vessels called capillaries. Now, this is the point in the trace where oxygen finally reaches the tissues, where it's needed most. Now, basically, the tissues use up all the oxygen that has traveled with hemoglobin and sends the waste products, the deoxygenated blood, back to the right side of the heart so that it can eventually get back to the lungs to be expelled as carbon dioxide. So when we look at our trace, this deoxygenated blood ends up at the vena cava superior and inferior, and then ends up in this right chamber called the right atrium. Now, more relaxation and contraction occurs, and blood is sent into a fourth chamber called the right ventricle via the tricuspid valve. From there, it's going to be transported through this pulmonary valve to the pulmonary artery and then back to the lungs to be exhaled, and that is where carbon dioxide leaves the body as a waste product. Thank you for following along with my blood trace, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions.